Village Board meeting to order. Would you please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance to be led by Trustee Stapleton? I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, roll call, please.
This evening, we'll be starting with Trustee Maher.
Here.
McClafferty.
Here.
Snagowski, absent. Stapleton.
Here.
Kittredge. Here. And Kwasniewski.
Here. Okay, great, thank you. Okay, next up is the consent agenda, which consists of the following items. First off, is the approval of minutes for the August 26, 2019 Village Board meeting minutes. We have the approval of disbursements. We have an ordinance amending Title V of the Lamont, Illinois Municipal Code. We have an ordinance amending Title IX of the Lamont, Illinois Municipal Code. And we have an ordinance amending Title 13, Public Utilities of the Village Municipal Code. I need a motion, please.
So moved. Second.
Okay, we have a motion by Trustee Stapleton, seconded by Trustee McClafferty. Any questions or comments? Okay, roll call, please.
Maher.
Yes.
McClafferty.
Yes.
Snagowski, absent. Stapleton.
Yes.
Kittredge.
Yes.
Kwasniewski.
Yes. Okay, motion approved. Next up, we have the mayor's report. Just want to let everyone know, we just had a business revocation hearing. We revoked a business license for the business operating under Golden Spa, AKA Golden Day Spa Incorporated, Jacqueline Bach. I just want to let everyone know, we heard about, and we revoked this under, what's the official jargon, Mike?
Our nuisance abatement.
Yeah, our nuisance abatement. We heard rumors of of activity going on there. Our police force got involved, and we swiftly were able to revoke their license. They no longer can do or will do business in Lamont going forward. So again, thanks, Chief, for your work of your unit as well as the assistance of other towns that helped us out on that. Moving on to better news. Our farmers market, our Tuesdays on Telcott is tomorrow and every Tuesday through October from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. in the Telcott parking lot. Again, please visit the website lamontil.us/farmers market for more information. Also, Pollyanna Brewing Company will hold their October 2019 this coming Saturday, September 14th at the Lamont Metro Lot from 12 to 11 p.m. Again, we encourage everyone to come out. Please visit the Pollyanna event page on their website at pollyannabrewing.com. Also, this past weekend, the high school had a great event, their Taste of Lamont. Great success, had great crowds there. So again, we encourage everyone to come out this coming weekend as well. It's great to see everyone out, and it's great to see people sharing time with friends and family. Also, we will hold a recreational marijuana legislation public information meeting. Please mark your calendar for October 8th. This will be at 6:30 p.m. here. And during that meeting, we will be discussing and also relaying information to our residents on this subject. Again, more information will be provided as we get closer to the date. Again, that's October 8th at 6:30 p.m. And last but not least, National Payroll Week was this past week, and we want to acknowledge our payroll professionals in the village of Lamont that play a key role in maintaining the economic health of Lamont, carrying out such diverse tasks as paying into the unemployment insurance system, providing information for child support enforcement, and carrying out tax withholding, reporting, and depositing. It is quite a tax every payday, right, Chris? And thank you, Chris. Chris Smith, who is our finance director with us here tonight. Thank you and your staff, as well as Kay, Argo, in our HR department, and all your efforts in keeping us in compliance. All right, so with that being said, it is now time for audience participation. If anyone would like to participate, feel free to step up to the microphone and state your name. All right, good. Well, thank you. Thank you. I hope Ralph took care of you like he always does. Awesome. Well, thank you coming out this evening. All right, with that being said, moving on, I believe it is now the clerk's report, right, Shirley?
Thank you, yes. The first ordinance, if passed this evening, would be O-72-19, and this is quite a mouthful. This is authorizing the issuance of taxable general obligation refunding bonds, alternate revenue source, in one or more series of the Village of Lamont in Cook, DuPage, and Will counties, Illinois, in an aggregate principal amount not to exceed $3,600,000 for the purpose of refunding certain outstanding obligations of the village and paying for the costs related thereto.
Okay, need a motion, please.
So moved. Second.
Okay, we have a motion by trustee McClafferty, seconded by trustee Maher. Chris, you gonna take the lead on this?
Thank you, Mayor. This ordinance is refunding our 2012 B bonds that are taxable bonds. They were issued to purchase land in 83 in Maine. We are refunding them for two reasons. One of them is to add a revenue source. Right now, they're the Gateway TIF revenue source. We are going to add the Maine and Archer TIF as a revenue source. Additionally, we also are refunding them for a better interest rate. We will save, with refunding this, we will save approximately $70,000 over the course. We are not changing the life of the bonds, we are just refunding them. Additionally, this one's on the agenda tonight because we are adding the Maine and Archer. Overall, our whole refunding issuances will save the village approximately $713,000 when we refund these bonds.
Great, thanks, Chris. And Chris, I know the term refunding, and in my daily life, it would be synonymous to basically refinancing
Correct.
my house mortgage,
Yes.
right? So you're at a higher interest rate, 5%, you can now get whatever it may be, 3 or 4%. So we're refinancing it. That refinancing is going to save the village, you said $730,000, is that correct?
Approximately $713,000.
$13,000.
Yeah, it's this issuance, the one that's on the agenda tonight, and there's another issuance that we'll bring forward in October, and that one's the $641,000. So between the two issuances, it's about $713,000.
Okay, thanks, Chris. All right, any other questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Maher,
Yes.
McClafferty,
Yes.
Stokowski absent, Stapleton,
Yes.
Kittredge,
Yes.
Kwasniewski.
Yes.
Okay, motion approved.
The next ordinance, if passed this evening, would be O-73-19, and this is authorizing the issuance of waterworks and sewage revenue bonds for the Village of Lamont in Cook, DuPage, and Will County, Illinois, in aggregate principal amount not to exceed $6 million, or in lieu thereof, general obligation bonds, waterworks and sewage alternate revenue source. Said bonds are being general obligation bonds to be issued in one or more series on taxable or non-tax exempt basis for which the property taxes, unlimited as to rate amount, may be levied, but which are expected to be paid from the net revenues of the waterworks and sewerage system of said village. In aggregate principal amount not to exceed $6 million for the purpose of paying the costs of improving the waterworks and sewerage system in the village.
Okay, need a motion, please.
So moved. Second.
Okay, we have a motion by trustee Maher, seconded by trustee McClafferty. Chris, are you going to take the lead on this?
So, Mayor, this is the new issuance of $6 million in our water and sewer fund. These are going to be paid, we will be abating the tax levies on that. They will be paid from water and sewer user fees. And basically, they are for new construction of, they're designed for infrastructure projects in the water and sewer fund, and for the the well and the possible tower, or the tower and the possible well. Apologize. As of right now, it's at $6 million. If the board decides in September, no later than first week in October, if the board decides to reduce it, we can. But as of right now, we're at $6 million.
Okay, so again, the 6 million is the max. We will decide at a later date of what that amount is. Again, we went to referendum for a 1% additional sales tax to take care of our infrastructure, to take care of our roads and our water, sewage, as well as our water systems. Obviously, we've gone years with some of these projects being kicked down the road, kicked the can down the road, I should say. And right now, Ralph, I'll let you pipe in here, but we have an issue right now where our water, we're going through it, I believe, basically our water supply, we go through it. I know in the summer it's a lot quicker, but even in the slower months of the winter, I think we're cycling through our water within 2 days. Is that correct?
The summer is the worst part of it, Mayor. It's, we're emptying and filling our towers basically every day, meaning that our wells are working way harder than they need to. So that means the village needs more storage for the water, so we can pump at off times. So, yeah, the village has been in need of storage since 2006. So this is definitely a needed project.
Okay, and just to reiterate, so, if we were to, last year, I believe we have 3 major wells, is that correct, or 4?
No, we have 4.
Four major wells. One went out, I believe,
It was 2 years ago.
2 years ago,
Yes.
2017. If 2 were to go out at the same time, we would have been, yeah.
Yeah, we would have been in trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
This is something we definitely need. We just do not have the cash on hand right now. We will be able to pay these bonds off with our water, out of our water fund, correct, Chris? So again, stay tuned. More to follow there. We are looking right now at a potential new water storage facility site, as well as that site would also have a well, too, potentially.
Potentially, yes.
Got it, okay. All right, with that being said, any other questions or comments? Okay, roll call, please.
Maher?
Yes.
McClafferty?
Yes.
Snagowski absent. Stapleton?
Yes.
Kittredge?
Yes.
Kwasniewski.
Yes.
Okay, motion approved.
The next item, if passed this evening, would be a resolution, R-81-19. And this is authorizing a award of contract for Stephen, I'm not sure, resurfacing Illinois Street to River Street.
Okay, Steve, okay, need a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion by trustee Maher, seconded by trustee Kwasniewski. Ralph?
Thank you, Mayor. So the village received a grant through the Illinois Department of Commerce and Economic Opportunity Department for $100,000. We will be using that money to repave Stevens Street from River Road to Illinois Street, smack right in the middle of our downtown. 4 bids came in for that project, with the low bid being K5 Construction at $124,501.97. And that is $4,067.03 under the engineer's estimate. So staff recommendation is to award the contract to K5 Construction, which we've dealt with many times before, and we're happy with their work, to K5 Construction for $124,501.97.
Thanks, Ralph. And again, this was a grant that our Senator, State Senator John Kern, worked on, and we were able to obtain this on his behalf. So again, we appreciate Senator Kern's efforts again. He recognizes our infrastructure needs, and he was able to at least address, albeit maybe a small piece of it, but again, we'll take what we can get. So we appreciate that as well. Any other question or comments?
Ralph, on the contract, it mentions something about removing pavers.
Yes, that's for the AD a compliant ramps.
Each of the corners?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna do all those corners.
And just a quick update, I know Mayor Rogowski mentioned Senator Curran was able to secure funding for us for this project. This was actually last year, so it was before the capital bill, but we hope in the future, part of we work with the staff and the board, the mayor, on keeping a list of active projects based on scope, cost, and having them ready to go. So if a legislator picks up the phone and says, we have some dollars available, we're able to find a project that works. But this was before the capital bill, so we're hopeful in the future to get similar projects, potentially higher value projects, and we'll keep the project list active. But this is, everything takes a couple years to go through the system. This money actually came through last year before the capital bill.
Yeah,
But we're
good point.
definitely thankful to have it, and we'll try to keep it as towards the end of the year, right, Ralph? So we missed some of our main festivals, and but it should be a good project and give a good facelift to the downtown.
All right. Anyone else? Okay. Roll call, please.
Maher?
Yes.
McClafferty?
Yes.
Snagowski absent. Stapleton?
Yes.
Kittredge?
Yes.
Kwasniewski.
Yes.
Okay, motion approved.
The next item, if passed this evening, would be R-82-19, and this is approving a final plat of subdivision of lots 1A, 3A, and 5A in the townhomes at Seven Oaks, located at 14280 McCarthy Road in Lamont, Illinois.
Okay, need a motion.
So move.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion by trustee Stapleton, seconded by trustee Kwasniewski. Jason?
Yes. This plat represents a minor amendment to the Seven Oaks PUD. That's the townhome development from Castletown on McCarthy. As they started the site development, they realized they needed to move 3 buildings slightly due to some utility conflicts. This was approved by the engineer and PZC, so we asked them at council's recommendation to replat the subdivision. So this is a replat with the moved lots for 3 of the lots.
Thanks, Jason. Any other questions or comments? Okay, roll call, please.
Maher?
Yes.
McClafferty?
Yes.
Snagowski absent. Stapleton?
Yes.
Kittredge?
Yes.
Kwasniewski.
Yes.
Okay, motion approved. All right, thanks.
That's all I have this evening.
Thanks, Charlene. Okay, next up, village attorney report. Mike, you have anything for us?
I have nothing this evening, Mr. Mayor.
Okay,
Thank you.
thanks. George, village administrator report.
No report in regular session. I'll have something for executive session.
Okay, all right. Any board reports? As far as staff reports, chief?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The state of Illinois has declared September 23rd to the 29th as Illinois Rail Safety Week. It promotes vehicle and pedestrian safety around railroad tracks and trains. A couple stats. In 2018, there were 2,200 crossing collisions. There were 1,000 trespasser incidents with 571 fatalities. And we've had several in the last few years around the Lamont area, and luckily didn't have any last year. So the Lamont police department will be out with our partners at the Burlington Railroad Police and Metro Police during that week, concentrating mostly on pedestrian issues around our metro station. You know, each year when we go down there, we write a lot of tickets. We still have a lot of folks that are crossing through the tracks, and it's literally 30 feet to the permitted crossing from the metro lot to the station. So please go to that area. We have the Amtrak train that runs through there, is going 50 to 60 miles an hour. Does not stop in Lamont, and is dangerous for folks trying to cut through the railroad crossing there. So please use the permitted area, and we'll be out during that week.
Okay, thanks, chief. And this does hit home. This was in unincorporated Lamont, but at Boyer Street, we had a unfortunate death at that crossing, a Forge employee. Again, we are not in a quiet zone. We need $2 million to implement a quiet zone. A quiet zone is defined as gates on each side, correct, as well as pedestrian gates. So you would need gates coming, oncoming, and traffic going forward as well as pedestrian. That's a funding of close to $2 million, which we just do not have. So that's why you hear the horns coming through the downtown area. And again, as you mentioned, this could get very dangerous with the Amtrak that is, as you mentioned, could be upwards of, 65, 70 miles an hour. So again, it's another project. We just don't have the funding for it.
Well, just to follow up, Mr. Mayor, I mean, the part of the reason for even the high dollar value for the quiet zone and any of the safety improvements is we still have a few private crossings in the area, Boyer, McGuire, and there are no gates, even flashing lights at those intersections. We're working with the Forge. They will be launching phase 1 of their project in the spring of next year. And then hopefully, as long as the project moves forward, it's successful, they plan to move to phase 2, which will include a crossing at Walker Road. And we're working with Canadian National right now and the ICC on how do we close down those private crossings and create a new crossing that's fully compliant, safe, and it'd be good for everybody, good for the quiet zone, but good for the Forge. But just to eliminate these private crossings, because they are dangerous, especially in the evening, but even during the day. I think this accident happened during the day in broad daylight. So,
Yeah, broad
so we're
daylight.
just working, all of our partners and neighbors, and Canadian National's been cooperative lately on how can we reroute, use one crossing, make it public, but it's something that's a problem in Illinois. There's a lot of these private crossings. We happen to have a couple of them right in our backyard, so we're working to try to get those eliminated and improvements made to public crossings.
Thanks, George. And again, quite a few of these are again, not in the village. They're unincorporated. And again, they are unmarked. They do not have gates. Anyone else? Ralph, you have anything?
Just a quick reminder to everyone that the 2 projects down on Main Street, 83 in Main, and the gas main project at Walker and Main, those 2 projects should wrap up mid-November with all lanes open for traffic. We get a lot of calls about that.
Ralph, you know what my next question is. What year? November, what year?
This year.
All right. I'm writing that down. Okay, no, that's good news. So hopefully, IDOT can complete that in short order. Obviously, that's big, big convenience to all our residents, especially during the rush hours. Okay, is that it for our staff reports? Next up, any unfinished or new business? Anyone? Okay. With that being said, next on the agenda is the executive session. I need a motion to go into executive session to discuss under Chapter 5 ILCS of the Open Meetings Act. First off, real estate purchase or lease, Section 2C5. Setting a price for real estate, Section 2C6. Compensation of an employee, 2C1. Need a motion, please.
So move.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion by trustee Stapleton, seconded by trustee Kittredge. Roll call, please.
Maher?
Yes.
McCafferty?
Yes.
Snagowski absent. Stapleton?
Yes.
Kittredge?
Yes.
Kwasniewski?
Yes.
Okay, motion approved. That ends the public part of our meeting tonight. We will not be making any decisions when we open it back up to close the public meeting. So with that being said, we will clear the room for executive session. Thank you.